and this tutorial is for part 1 of this granny square here. We're going to do the heart in part 1. I've made 4 samples of this square. This one here is with Flinders Cotton, purchased from Spotlight stores in Australia. This one is Hobby Cotton 86, and this one is Source of Fibre in their cotton range, and this one is Stylecraft Naturals Organic Cotton. I did use a 4mm hook for all the samples that you can see here, just to see how they'd vary. Now, I do know that the Hobby Cotton is a lot thicker than the other 3, sorry, cannot count. So they're all very similar in size, but these two are quite similar, and I believe the Stylecraft comes out just a little bit smaller, a fraction. You wouldn't notice. Anyways. Okay, so for this particular tutorial, you are going to need obviously some yarn. You can use whatever type you like. I like to use natural fibers, so I like my cotton, then it just sits nicely. And you will need a hook to go with, oopsies, your yarn. So just the right hook for your sized yarn. If you have a favorite for a particular brand, that's fine. You'll also need some scissors and a yarn needle. So we're going to get started. I'm going to use these 2 colors because they're quite contrasting, just so you can see where we're going to place our stitches and everything. Okay, we don't really need these just yet. Just grab some yarn. So this heart is a 3 round design. Now, if you don't know how to do the magic ring, I highly recommend it. I will pop a link in the description box below of my tutorial for that. It's the reason why we do the magic ring is so that we can pull it all nice and closed, nice and tight. You will see as we go. So please go and learn the magic ring. If not, learn it right now. I'm not going to go exactly through it with you. Okay, so this is my first tutorial back in a long time. I am going to zoom in. I'm working on my phone because, well, if you've known and watched some of my videos before, you will know that my camera does not autofocus very well. So I can't get a new one just yet, but in the meantime, I'm going to make do with what I have. So at the moment, I've just done a magic ring and I've chained 1. So we're going to chain a total of 3. So that's 1, 2, 3. Now, when we do these first chains, they need to be done like more on the looser side, not so much the tighter side, because you're going to work into those stitches on future rounds. So the next part of this pattern calls for 3 trebles. Now, I talk in US terms. So we're going to make 3 trebles into the ring. So yarn over twice, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So 2 more of those in here. Last one. Okay, so we've got chain 3, 3 trebles. Now we're going to work 3 double crochets. So we're coming down this part of the heart. So yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1. That's 2. And that's 3. So got 1, chain 3, where am I? Sorry. 3 trebles and 3 doubles. Now we're going to chain 1. Then we're going to make a treble into the ring. So yarn over twice, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through 2. We're going to chain 1 again, not too tight, just comfortably. And now that's the point of the heart, so we've done half. We're going to come back up, so we're just doing a mirror of the other side. So we've got 3 doubles into the ring, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and 2 more of those. Yeah, get my tail out the way, and then yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So we've done 3. Time for 3 trebles. Yarn over twice, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through 2. Now with your treble stitches, because you're coming back down, where you have the shaft of your hook in relation to your ring makes a difference. So if you have it pointing out, your stitches are going to get bigger. So we want to kind of pull it back in. I'll show you, insert, pull up a loop. So I'm going to keep my shaft of my hook quite close to the ring. I don't want to pull it away every time. So yarn over, pull through 2. And I'll also use my finger as a guide, just so that doesn't keep going back and forth. That'll keep the loops on the stitches a bit tighter too. And then once more, see how it's kind of parallel, it's not sticking out. And then that's 1, 2, and then 1 more. Same thing again. You'll also notice too, when I'm doing my trebles, I don't just yarn over 2 and then insert. What I'll do is I'll yarn over 2 and then I'll slide my hook. So that's the only thing. I'm not moving anything else. I'm just moving my hook. And that there will ensure, or at least it'll try to ensure, that the top loop of the stitch isn't very gappy. And I'll do that each time. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So there you can see that sometimes you get this huge top loop. Okay, I just need some more yarn. Okay, so now we've done our 3 trebles. We need to finish off and come back to the middle by doing 3 chains. So now not too tight, not too loose. We work into those in future rounds. I need to do a slip stitch into the magic ring, like so. I will give it just a little tug. I don't like to pull it tight until I've finished. Okay, so at this point in time, we've got 2 chain 3 spaces, 6 trebles, 7 trebles, and 6 double crochets. Alrighty. So now we're going to work round 2. So I'm going to see if I can zoom in a little bit more for you. Try really hard to get my camera video to focus on where I need to be. So right now we're going to work into those chain stitches of the first chain 3. So we're going to work a slip stitch into the first one. Now it is usually pretty tricky to work into here, so if you're having a hard time, that's okay. Just tell it who's boss, because you need to slip stitch in there. So it's okay if you slip stitch and you pick up 2 top loops, or if you pick up 1 top loop, whatever, it doesn't matter, as long as you get just 1 in there. But I'm gonna, it's telling me I want 2 tops, but I just want 1, but we'll just go with that for now. So just a nice slip stitch, not too tight, just nice and comfortable. Okay, for the next one we're going to work a single crochet just in that top loop of that stitch there. And now in the last chain stitch we're going to work a half double. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up a loop. We've got 3 loops on the hook. Going to yarn over and pull through all 3, and also a double. Yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Now we get to work into the actual stitches of the previous round. Okay, so for these we're going to work 2 double crochets into those treble stitches. So yarn over, insert into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and again. And we're going to do that 2 more times. 1, 2, and the last treble means we do 2 more in here, like so. And then we see here that we've got our 3 double crochets left, and then you can see here that that's that chain stitch. We're going to work 1 each in the double crochets. So we're coming down the straight part of the heart now, like so. And now what I want you to do, instead of working into this space, I want you to work into the chain stitch. So we're going to, like, same place as if we were a normal stitch under the 2 front and back loops, and we're just going to insert that hook in that tiny little space. Chain stitch, that's what it is. Yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, like so. Now we don't actually work into this chain stitch at all. Chain space, chain space, say the right thing. Okay, so we don't want to work into that chain space at all. We're going to work into the treble stitch now. And so we're going to make a V stitch. So a double crochet, a chain 1, and then back in the same stitch with another double crochet. So that's our V stitch. Same thing again with this chain stitch coming back, because now we've done the half of the heart again. We want to come back up. So under those loops into that chain stitch with a double. And now we've got our 3 double crochets, so 1 double in each of those. There. 2 and 3. We're at our trebles, so we're going to do 2 in each. 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 1, 2. Now we're back to the start almost. We've just got to do the mirror image of this part of the heart. So we find that first chain stitch, and we're going to work a double and a half double in there. So a double and then a half double. Then we've got a single crochet in the next chain stitch, and then we finish this round with a slip stitch into, sorry, I'm getting used to where I'm filming, a slip stitch in that last chain stitch. It might be a little bit tricky, just shove it in there. Okay, so that is the end of round 2, and you'll notice that I'm still leaving this open. I don't know, maybe it's habit after making so many of these hearts just to perfect the look of it. I've made that many, I like to shut it at the end. It kind of signifies that you've finished. Okay, so in this one we've got 2 slip stitches, 2 single crochets, 2 half doubles, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 24, double crochets. So we're going to go on to round number 3, if it wants to. Okay. This round is worked with single crochets and a picot. All right, to start this round, we're going to work a slip stitch in the slip stitch, like so. And then in the first 2 stitches, we're going to work 1 single crochet So in there, 1, 2. So in the single, and then in the half double, you have a single. And then in the next 7, nope, in the next 5, we're going to work 2 singles in each. So 2 singles in 1, 2 singles in 2, 2 singles in 3, 2 singles in 4, and 2 singles in 5, and then we're going to work 7 single crochets or single crochet in the next 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then we've now reached our chain 1 space. We're going to work our picot in here. Oh, well, we're going to work our single crochet first. So 1 single crochet, and then we're going to chain 2. For this particular picot, we're actually going to work into that chain stitch made at the start. So we're just going to slip stitch into the first chain stitch made. Most of my picots I like to go into the stitch, but for the purposes of this and creating a nice little point on the heart, we do not. Okay, so back into that chain 1 space with another single crochet. Then we're on the home stretch. So we're going to work 7 single crochets. Single crochet in the next 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, now we're going to work 2 single crochets in the next 5. 1, 2, and 1. We don't want to work in there, you're telling me no. So 1, 2, in 2, 1, 2 in 3, 1, 2 in 4, and the lucky last is there. Okay, so we've got 2 normal stitches left, so we're just doing a single crochet in each of those, and then we're going to finish off with a slip stitch in that last slip stitch. Then what we're going to do is cut our tail. I just leave it about a 10 to 15 centimeter piece, enough to weave in, and I'm going to create an invisible join with a slip stitch. I'll show you over a slip stitch, but anyways, I've cut the yarn. We're just going to pull that tail through like so. Yes, it feels so weird, but promise, once you start, you'll never stop. Okay, so we're just going to thread our needle, and what we're going to do now is, even though this has a little top, we're just going to create a nice seamless join. So I'm coming into that first single crochet under both loops. Don't pull too tight, I want to be nice and uniform, and so where the tail goes is where the tail came from. So we're going to insert back down into that stitch, pointing towards the back. I like to pick up another stitch and come out the back there, and then what I'll do is I'll just, for now, I'll just weave it through those 2 like so. And now that we're at this part of it, this is when I close the ring. Make sure you grab the right piece and then you just pull it shut. Look at that. Oh, so pretty. Okay, so for this one we've got well, it's kind of like 2 slip stitches. You got a picot. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we have 40 single crochets, the 2 slip stitches, and then the picot 2, or just the picot. How pretty is that? All right, so that is part 1 of our 2-part square pattern, which I will name by the time I release this pattern, or this tutorial, sorry. Okay, so thank you very much for joining along. I hope you love it. Love, love, love the heart. It is a bit of an extension from my other free heart pattern, which is initially only 2 rounds, and I do not have one right here. I don't think I do. Oh my gosh, I do. Wait, here's one I prepared earlier. Slightly different because it doesn't have the picot, because it was designed as a flat bottom. It was actually made in hobby yarn. So yeah, that's my little one. Free one is also, I will link that below. But for now, head on over to part 2 so that we can square it up. All right, we'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.